Welcome to the talk on Eat Everything Yet Lose Weight. During the course of the talk, if you have any questions, feel free to post them and I will see if we can take it up in the end. Right. I'm sure you all must be wondering is it really possible to eat everything and yet lose weight? I am a living example of that. In the last year, I lost about 10 kgs and I'm hoping to shed a few more kilos. So, I'd like to share with you my journey of how I arrived at this concept of eating everything and yet losing weight. I was very lean and rather underweight during my youth. And after the first child, I put on 10 kgs. And after the second one, I put on another 15 kgs. It's not that during this period I did not try to lose weight. I tried various diet programs like GM diet, low carb diet, high protein diet. I was gymming regularly. I even consulted a dietitian and a nutritionist. But what used to happen was I used to lose a few kgs, and then when I stopped doing a certain thing, the weight used to come back. So I wasn't happy about this. Then in the last maybe 2 years, I thought I need to do something about this. So I took things into my own hands. I started doing a lot of research. I read a lot of books, signed up for courses on diet, nutrition, got my certifications in place, and did a lot of research. And then what I found was that usually people do one of these three things to lose weight. They either follow a diet plan, or they rely on exercise, or they follow a dietitian or a nutritionist. Now, let us look at why diet plans are not foolproof or they didn't work for me. Is the diet plans, most of them work on removing one particular kind of food group from your diet. For example, the new diet system asks you to cut off animal products and dairy products from your diet. The keto diet relies heavily on protein intake and it tells you to limit your carbs. Then there is paleo diet, Atkins diet, Mediterranean diet, and all of them have something or the other about it that they want to restrict on a particular food group. So I did not want to do that. I wanted to eat everything and enjoy the good things of life. So, and the second aspect of following a diet plan is that it is temporary. The minute you stop dieting, you're going to gain back whatever weight you have lost. And research shows that 97% of the dieters regain their weight in 1 to 5 years. So that was very alarming. So I said, okay, I'm not going to follow just the diet plan. Now let's look at relying only on exercise to lose weight. Exercise is absolute must for good health. But what I don't agree with is relying on exercise to lose weight. So it has to be a combination of your diet, your exercise for the plan to work. Now, looking at the third aspect of a dietitian or a nutritionist, there's nothing wrong with it. But why it doesn't work for me is the thing is they look at you as an individual and they will set up a certain thing, a plan or a diet in which maybe you require to cook something separate for yourself and something different for the family. I didn't want to do that. And thank God I decided against it because otherwise, imagine what state I would have been in the lockdown, then, cooking something for myself and cooking something else for the family. So we can see that individually, these approaches are not sufficient. You have to have a combination, a more holistic approach towards weight loss. You have to look at your body, you have to look at your mind, you have to look at your lifestyle, and then a plan needs to be arrived at. So now, coming at eating everything and losing weight. there are three principles to this. The first principle is listen to your body. Now, what does this mean, listen to your body? I'll give you a few examples to that. Now, I am very fond of desserts. So, what used to happen was, even though I was full, I tend to take one helping, two helping, a little extra of the sweets. And I still do eat desserts after a meal. But then now I realize when I'm full, I stop. I don't overeat. That is listening to my body. Another example is in one of the courses I attended, they talked about pain. Pain is a mechanism of the body by which it tries to communicate with you. It is a way of your body letting you know that you're not doing something right. There's something wrong. It needs attention. I have this pain in my right, little over my right knee, off and on, not continuous pain, but then I didn't know the reason for that. I kept thinking it'll get better on its own, but for a couple of months it did not get better. So I thought of applying this principle of what I have learned. So I sat down with myself. I thanked my body for letting me know that there's something wrong and I would do something about it if I knew what it was that I was doing wrong. And believe me, at that very moment, it struck me that when I'm sitting in the office, I'm sitting with one leg over the other. That is causing extra pressure on my knee. And from next day onwards, I stopped sitting like that. I changed my posture, and that pain never came back. So you have to start listening to your body. There are lots of other things, lots of exercises, techniques which can help us listen to our body, but we can take it up as part of the next session or some other time. Now we've covered the first principle, that is listening to the body. Now second principle is working on the 5 pillars of weight loss. Now what are these 5 pillars of weight loss? The first one is, most of us know about it, is creating a calorie deficit. That means you burn more than what you eat. But you have to be very careful because when you're creating calorie deficit, you might create a nutrition deficiency in yourself. Especially people with certain medical conditions have to be very careful. They should consult their doctors before making any changes to their lifestyle. Now, when we create a calorie deficit, we know that we have to be even more careful about the nutrition that we are taking in. What I personally do is, out of the 3 meals that I take, one meal is completely fruit based. I alone eat half to 1 kg of fruit in one go, but I do not combine fruits with any other thing. I learned this as part of my work with one of the nutritionists. She used to say that most of the fruits pass out of your stomach within 20 minutes. So if you eat something with the fruits, they tend to be held back in your stomach and the nutrition which you're planning to get out of them is lost. So we have to be very careful when looking at calorie deficit. Now the second pillar of weight loss is rest or sleep. For each one, adequate rest or sleep can be different. For certain people, 4 to 5 hours is enough. For certain people, 8, 10, 12 hours is what they might need. So each person, each individual is different and their requirements are different. Now, the third pillar of weight loss is exercise. Exercise is an absolute must for good health, for enhancing your metabolism, for your hormones, and a lot of other things. The fourth pillar is intake. Intake is your food as well as whatever you do during the day. What you read, what you see, what you hear, what you feel. Our body is a set of biochemical reactions. So, whatever we do during the day affects our health and in turn the absorption of nutrition. And I'll tell you one more thing, like food, when we're talking about nutrition, I learned that foods which are rich in calcium and rich in iron should not be combined together, because iron inhibits the absorption of calcium and calcium inhibits the absorption of iron. Example is One such example is palak paneer. I mean, it's great in taste, but because we are combining calcium and iron, we are limiting the nutrition value of the food. So now that we have covered the four pillars of weight loss. Now the fifth pillar of weight loss is body clock. Some people are early risers. Some people have a lifestyle in which they sleep late. So their body clocks are adjusted in a way that works for them. So their weight loss plan needs to be structured according to their body clocks. For people who have just joined in, that we have covered two principles of eating everything and losing weight. The first principle being listen to your body. The second principle being working on the five pillars of weight loss. And the third principle is watch yourself. Now, by watch yourself, I mean, it doesn't mean that you watch how you look, watch how you dress. Watching yourself is watching where you are going. If you don't watch where you're going, you don't know where you'll land up. In terms of the goals you set for yourself, the goals for your health, for fitness, for weight loss, and once you have set these goals for yourself, have a focused approach to these goals. Pick one or two goals at a time and work on those. Suppose I'll take my case. My goal is to be able to climb 40 floors at one go. So when I started doing that, I was barely able to climb 3 floors, and then I was all huffing and puffing after that. So slowly now I'm at a stage where I am able to climb 20 floors at a go. So I'm sure I will get there. So that is the goal I'm working on. So you set your goals, pick one or two goals at a time to work on. And third is continuous monitoring and control. So you have to see, like if you're working on your weight loss, I'm sure you'll measure every month how much have you lost this month. Research shows that you should lose around zero point 0.9 kilos per week and not more. If you lose more than that in a week, that means you having more of muscle loss and water loss. And what we actually need is fat loss. Okay, so now quickly let us revisit what we have heard till now. Okay, I'll repeat once again. Listen to your body. The five, listen to your body. The five pillars of weight loss and watch yourself. I'm sure you might feel all this is very overwhelming, but if I can do it, you can do it. And each individual will have to create a plan that works for them, that fits into their lifestyle, because we want it to be a long-term thing. We don't want whatever we lose to be come back in the next couple of months, right? So stay home, stay safe, take care, and let me see if we have any questions, and we can address those questions if we have any questions. No questions? So, and if you want, we could have a one-to-one free session. You could message me and we can fix up a time and we can discuss more on this, right? So this is Pooja Gupta signing off. Good day. Bye-bye.